Hey guys, All Sports 83 sporting another video at you, and today we're going to be going over week number 4 for the Camber Cup Series. We were racing at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It was a lot of fun, a lot of crazy things took place as always. Don't want to waste too much time, want to jump right into the action and just show you what happened. So let's take a look. So I did qualify in the second position here as we get going for the start of the race. Ty Racing won the pole. And so I'm trying to settle in behind him and just try to get into a rhythm early. It didn't take too many laps though for Fluffy to kind of join us. He started third, had the fastest car in practice, so nobody was surprised that he was hunting for the lead early. But it's a nice little battle between the three of us here. As you can see here, again, this is one of the few races where there's two grooves. Fluffy gets the preferred lane. I had to check up for him just a little bit there, but he had the momentum getting under the 14 car, and then I was able to follow him through, and that was able to let me get second place. And then we pretty much ride like this for several laps. So I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit just to show you kind of where things ended up. So as you can see here, Fluffy got a little bit of a distance on me, but the two of us kind of checked out on the field just a little bit before a caution comes out. And I kind of made a mistake and did not confirm that I wanted to go to pit road. And so basically I stayed out by mistake. Everybody behind me now has fresh tires, and that's usually not a very good thing when you have used tires. Fortunately for me, we don't really get through a whole lap here before the caution comes out. And so I end up going down pit road and pitting when this caution comes out just to get myself some fresh tires. The unfortunate thing though is that puts me toward the back, and so really for the first time in the race I've got to deal with a lot of traffic, and so now it's at this point where I really have to kind of figure out what I'm made of. Do I have the car? Am I able to race with a lot of guys around me? It's a different kind of racing for sure. And so it's a little more nerve-wracking than when you're up front. You get all that space and track position. 48 car gets into trouble in the wall. I thought I could kind of squeeze through there. I'm not really sure. Maybe if I had that to do over again, maybe I would have backed off, but I would have given up so much time. So we obviously have a caution come out. Then we go through another set of pit stops and a restart here. And essentially we're kind of back in the same position, you know. Back in traffic. I'm going to try to race these guys, try to do it cleanly, and just kind of feel everybody else out under these racing conditions, and just see what we can do. Skipping ahead just a little bit here, we're drawn to a close to the end of stage one. I've worked my way all the way up to the 5th position from toward the back of the field, and then a little bit of contact between the 4 and the 1. It comes down into me, puts me down on the grass. Now I'm fighting to maintain control, and then there's just really nowhere to go. And that ends stage 1, and I finish 8th. So I was looking for some stage points, didn't get those. I was pretty frustrated with how stage 1 ended. Fast forward here, going into stage 2 now. Again, I'm stuck back in the 8th position based on what happened at the end of stage 1. So now I'm, kind of trying to see if I can work my way back through the field. At this point, I remember thinking I've got a really fast car. It felt really comfortable. Maybe the only time I really didn't like it is when the tires were really worn at the very end of a run. I felt like I really struggled to try to maintain a good groove. But at this point I'm feeling pretty good. It seems like I'm catching guys in front of me. I'm feeling like as long as I can keep ticking off these consistent laps, you see I catch this pack of 3 in front of me, and so really I'm just trying to work my way around these guys, hopefully one at a time, nice and clean. I'm not in a hurry to get to the front, but I want to methodically work my way up there. So skip ahead a little bit more here. I'm kind of checking up for Jay Harris here. Just don't want to get into him in the wrong position. And so really it's about trying to utilizing the draft and try to catch these guys in the right spot so you can make a move. And it's pretty difficult, but it's a lot of fun to try to find that right combination to catch these guys and pass them. So as you can see, it's a pretty tough battle between me and Jay Harris here. And so going down into turn one here, I get the car a little tight. And one of the things that happens is if you let off the throttle, it makes you more tight. And so what it does is it kind of sent me up into the 21 car. And I didn't wreck, but it caused a little bit of a wreck behind me. So again, I was kind of the cause of that one. Obviously brought out the caution. And here we are back to another restart where I'm now in the 6th position. Trying to, again, work my way up toward the front. Again, in this pack racing, it's just always the same. You're looking to kind of hold a steady line. You want to get around guys, you want to pass them, but you also don't want to wreck them. So get into the wall a little bit here. Again, just impeding my own progress. I'm kind of making my own little mistakes. Just maybe trying to get a little bit too much out of the car, really. Because honestly, I'm getting frustrated at this point. Just I keep riding in the back, especially when I had a pretty good car. That frustration leads me to, under a caution, to stay out here. It puts me in the 2nd position when most everybody else pitted. So yes, I get that track position, but also I know in the back of my mind there's this feeling of having used tires again, and how that's really not a position you want to be in. So, but I'm really just trying to keep that track position and trying to race in the clean air with not a lot of cars around me. Sometimes that's just the best way to do it if you can kind of manage your tire wear. So I'm able to get underneath the 9 car here. It's a nice battle going on. Also got Ernest behind me in the 3 car. He's joined the two of us. He has fresh tires, so I'm definitely watching him in the mirror, trying to figure out where things are. So I get the lead. But obviously you're always constantly thinking about those used tires. Here you see Ernest getting underneath me, and he takes the lead. And so now I'm really thinking that I'm going to start fading now. These guys are going to get me with those fresh tires. But as I keep running and I keep trying to run consistent laps, somehow I find something on this high groove, and I'm still challenging the 3 car for the lead several laps into this run. So I was kind of surprised that the car was able to maintain the way it did with the used tires. And I mean, I'm not really driving away from anybody. The rest of the field is kind of catching us as well. But I'm really excited that I'm able to battle for the lead with these older tires. That doesn't usually happen. I was feeling pretty good about myself at this point, because I was racing really hard and racing really clean and ticking off some pretty good lap times with used tires. Even was able to retake the lead in this position here with the older tires. So it was a lot of fun. But then Fluffy comes up. He's again had a really fast line around the track. He gets around me, and then I guess at this point I really just start overdriving the car. And going into turn 1 here, I think I just overdrove it. It made me really tight, and it gets me up into the fence. Obviously not the kind of consistency you want, and that gets me into the wall pretty good. So I lose a lot of time in a lot of positions here. So basically, because of that position, we had a late restart, and I pitted was toward the end and finished in the 12th position. So the short-term gain was really a long-term loss about staying out under that 1 caution, and that's what really got me. But here's the restart to the final stage. Underway here, and again, as is with every week, you get into this last stage. Now you're thinking, now you're trying to position yourself and try to figure out how you're going to get your car to the front for the end of the race. So again, it's about methodically moving my way up to the front. I'm going to try to do the best I can to work my way toward the front, just slowly and cleanly. So what's happening here is I'm having a pretty good run. I found something on the high groove, and I keep catching this one car, but he's kind of in my lane, which is, that's obviously what you want to do. You don't want to just move over for a guy, but so I keep getting underneath of the one car, which is not where I want to be, and at some point I go underneath him, and I actually gets me out of my own groove. The 19 car of Hash Brown gets in my groove, and so I made a mistake trying to go underneath the one car a couple of times, and it actually cost me a position. But luckily for me, the 19 car gets a little tight, and then the 24 car gets loose or tight on the bottom, and that puts me out in the 4th position. And now again, I'm underneath that one car. I don't really like it, but I just pack it in there really strong. I think I've got the position, but I drove it in there a little too strong trying to get that position, and I let the 19 car get back underneath me, and then he's going to take the position away. So I made my way all the way up to 3rd, only to lose a position to Hash Brown because I overdrove the corner. So again, it doesn't take too much of a mistake to cost yourself positions. So later on here, we're going through green flag pit stops. I stayed out longer than the other guys. The plan there was just to try to make sure I had fresher tires and more fuel on the next run. But another poor pit stop, which seems to always be the case for me in this game. I don't know what the deal is. And I'm probably giving up valuable time with staying out longer. So I think I went in the 4th and come out in the 6th position, so now I've got to work my way back toward the front again. So then a caution comes out. We obviously kind of got rid of all that pit strategy, and now we're looking to try to methodically work our way through the field again to set ourselves up for the closing laps of the race. So a little contact here between Fluffy and Hash Brown. I thought I could shoot the gap, but they didn't really lose a lot of speed, and so really Hash Brown paid the price for that. But a caution comes out, and again we're kind of resetting again for another restart. And again, we're down to it. We got 3 laps to go here, and so now we're looking to make those moves. The aggression is going to ramp up, even though everybody was pretty aggressive in this race. We did have a lot of cautions. I skipped a lot of those for you. Just seemed like we get started and have another wreck. But now we're definitely trying to make every position count, every corner as fast as we can. So we're looking to do everything we can. So another caution comes out, and that's going to set us up for a green-white checkered finish here. And so in the 3rd position, I like this position. I remember thinking, I don't know if I have anything for Fluffy. Maybe I'm just racing for 2nd, but regardless, I'm going to give it everything I have, and who knows, maybe I can come away with a win. But I'm able to solidly get in the 2nd position here, and not only am I trying to catch Fluffy, but also everybody else behind me, they're looking to make those moves as well, so I know they're going to be coming. And so I just got to make sure I hit my marks. Can't make any mistakes because we're all, jumbled up for this restart. Just not really able to make a huge run on Fluffy coming through 1 and 2. But as you can see, those guys behind me are ready to eat me alive. So I've really got to drive aggressive in and out of the corner, do the best I can without overdriving the car. It's a big challenge, big challenge to try to drive these tracks really hard. Ernest gets underneath me. Really, I just give him the lane and just kind of worry about running that high line, try to get off as much as I can, and it did work for me, and I was able to finish this race in 2nd position. Didn't earn any stage points, but I was able to get a little bit of a comeback, get a top 2 finish, and was really happy about that. So again, it was a lot of fun, this race, and a lot of crazy things took place, a lot of cautions. I know that we've scheduled some meetings to talk about some of those things, but overall, there was some fun moments in the race, and really enjoyed it. So let's get ready and take a look at the points here. So as you can see, the points lead that I enjoyed since the Auto Club Speedway race is now gone. Even though I'm still the points leader, I am tied with Fluffy with 111 points. Also, Walking Avenger 59 moved up to 6th place in points. But that's it for this video. We're off to ISM next week, and we'll see you then.